back to the Spirit of Watercolor with Linda. I'm glad you joined me again. And we're going to go to the table now. We practiced our spattering demo, so go to check that one out. And you can practice just on some paper, not the most high quality paper, and just get the art of spattering down a little bit. And then we're going to take something like this where I did some wet on wets, and then we're just creating a landscape. We're going to look at this, and also I'll show you how I did this, where we have just some sort of trees in the background, kind of loose, and then we're going to let that dry and do some spattering techniques on here, okay? And I want to take a little more into the toothbrush, because I did the toothbrush on the demo, but I'd like to do a little more of the mist spray that I didn't show you there. So stay tuned. We're gonna continue forward learning more about how to use spattering, and we're working toward our autumn theme, right? Because it's now autumn in October here, and the leaves are starting to change here in my town. I'm going to go up north in Michigan soon, and I'm going to photograph more and get more absorbed, because the colors up there will be more colored because it's cooler up there, so the colors are changing quicker. So please join me here, and then maybe we'll do a little videotaping when I'm on vacation and get inspired to do a little more like this. Again, we're moving forward, we're getting a composition, and we're practicing, but then we're going to do step 3 and do more autumn inspired paintings, okay? So I'm excited. They don't all have to be realistic. We can even move into the abstract a little if you'd like. So let's just continue forward with building our skills together. And I'm really excited because this connects us with nature, which is why I call my videos the Spirit of Watercolor, so we can connect our lives and our artistic creativity with all that is around us that we are a part of. Okay, we're a part of all of this beautiful, wonderful world. Okay, so I'll see you at the table. So as you can see, I've got this one now down here. I'm going to look at that as a bit of a reference, and then we'll come in here and we'll do a similar thing. I think what I'd like to do is make this a little more interesting, this bottom part. So I'm going to bring those rocks up a little higher, okay, and then down, okay, just for interest's sake. And then maybe a little over here, like it is on the other one, but just a little more edge to that. And then we'll come in again, we'll have a horizon line here, and we'll have our trees up here. I don't really feel like I necessarily need to mark that in, because you just kind of let that paint flow down and it'll become sort of the water, and it doesn't need to be so defined. This is just to remind me that I want that to be a little more not symmetrically perfectly straight going across. Okay, and then we're going to put our glasses on, and we are going to wet the paper like so, just across the top. Okay, and yes, we can see both paintings, and try not to get my head in as always. And I brought out a little bit different colors, similar but different. I've got some Sennelier paints that I'm actually trying to use up. So there's a lemon yellow, there's a vermilion, I believe it's Chinese vermilion, it's an orangey red. I still have my rose of ultramarine that I used up there, even though it really blended into the other colors, kind of making an interesting orange. I did use, and I have that too, quinacridone gold, but that's a Winsor Newton that I put on here. Okay, now I'm going to basically just do a similar thing here. So we're going to let that water soak into the painting a bit. This paper is a little less chance of buckling because it is a 200 or 300 pound, where that was a 140 pound, and I think that was Arches, which I'm not sure if that's what it was, but it was a nice piece of paper and I was just playing. Now, the thing is, I'm not spattering yet, right? Because if you spatter when you're wet, it's just going to spread right into the colors you have out. So we need to get those wet on, wets on, and let them dry. So what I'm thinking of doing is showing you how I did this, at least similarly, and then we'll switch, and then we'll do this one and we'll spatter it. Okay, so let's get our brushes back out and wet, and we'll start to apply some wet colors here. So first I need to mix on my palette a little bit, and so I tend to use my famous flat here to do some mixing of colors. I have the top of my palette again because it's so nice. Now the Quin Gold that I have, boy, that doesn't look, if that's quinacridone gold, I'm kind of surprised. I thought that's what I pulled. That looks, let's see what happens over here. Okay, wow, that's a Winsor Newton one, so it looks a little different than my Daniel Smith. Brands, by the way, vary. But I am creating a sort of a nice watery orange here between these colors, the vermilion and the gold. I'm making some pretty orange. I'm going to use some of that lemon yellow too, but more, I think, in spattering. The lemons I find are not as strong, and they're much cooler. They don't always mix as well as these transparent quinacridomes or the nickel azo yellow that you see me use a lot. But for now, I'm just, like I said, I'm find some tubes of paint that I think I should use up because they're getting where they're almost gone, and if you don't use them, they kind of dry up on you, you know. Oh, that red is so beautiful. I'm just still mixing a little more just to get these out on the palette. Don't be shy to get your paints going. I still do that. I think we all do. It's like, that's such a beautiful paint. I don't know if I want to use it, right? Well, use it because that's what it's for. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and we'll see with how wet this is, you know, what we've got up here, okay? And we're just going to let these paints start to flow. I've got a pointed round going, a large painted round, so I can kind of make the hints of trees up there, okay? And don't forget your spray bottle, because this is, you know, what we're also doing is not being afraid to let, ooh, these paints flow beautifully, okay? The colors are going to vary some. That's okay, because that's not what I'm worrying about right now. And this is very beautiful colors. The Sennelier paints are something I've been trying to remember to use. I'm so used to my Daniel Smiths that I don't always use them. That's basically what I did up there, okay? I just let these paints kind of make trees and let them run. And this paper is going to act a little differently too, because it is thicker paper and more strong colors. Now I might want to bring some of this in and down a little bit more. It's a smaller piece of paper too, so I also may find that I would like for my my paints not to go quite down as low, because I had a lot more room up there, didn't I? But okay, that's okay. Maybe I can decide where my horizon line should be now. Somewhere in here, maybe. Okay. Get it as straight as you can. Okay. And then, ooh, those colors are way gorgeous. You can lift out paints with your, just like to make sure you're seeing everything up there. So bringing that sort of across in there, okay. And I think I've told you I have 2 big tubs of water from my husband's cottage cheese. I like to have 2 because it's better rinsing, especially when I've got paints this strong and gorgeous. They really are. Okay, I'm gonna lift back out a little bit because, like I say, that came down further than I was expecting, so that's okay. I'll wet my towel a little and we'll bring that back up a little. That's the nice thing about, you know, watercolors when they're wet. Lifting isn't really too hard. Not at all. And I can bring in more color if I wish down in there, Just trying to define where the reflections will stop. Okay, isn't that lovely? And we're just getting into starting our autumn season here. Things aren't really this red out there, or orange in complete color yet, but this is kind of where things are headed. And when I go on vacation next week, I'm going to try to take some photographs, because I'm going to be up in Michigan, higher up, where colors are changing already, I'm sure, more quickly than right now. So, you know, we will see more color up there than I'm seeing right now here. So this is just kind of a heads up. I'll probably, hopefully, do some sketches when I'm there as well. Okay, and let's see, I'm just, you know, oppositely kind of bringing those colors into the water. Okay, and this is just a loose and fun. We're not trying to get too detailed at this point, are we? Oh, that's so pretty on there. These colors move around, they don't stain like your blue, certain blues that are so staining. The paper has bowed just a little bit because I got it wet. Okay, I'm going to take this one now, and we're going to go into this one in a moment, and we're going to take and there we go. We're gonna come in with some spattering to this one. Looks like I got wet from the other. Try my new paper towel. And let's see. It's nice and quiet here now. Sometimes you have outside noises can be distracting. I can be terribly oversensitive. Okay, so in this one, I think you will see there was some spattering, but it didn't go quite as far as I was planning. So, and even though this is kind of soft, I don't know how much more color I want to bring in. I think I'll bring in a little at the horizon line, at least right around here. Just because I think I like a little push forward, and I just can see that some of that wonderful red coming down would be kind of nice to isn't that pretty? Well, maybe I'll bring in more of that up in there. One thing you can do is, the way this is coming down because of the angle, I can turn my painting upside down. Those trees can back run also and create some beautiful stuff. Actually, that's something I think we should try. Let's wait till this dries. So we got a little of that going. Now I just want to do some spattering into it, okay? Because you'll see that the spattering does add some life to our painting, okay? Now, again, this is the one that I use. It's actually, this is the number 8. It's a little bigger than in here when I did the, or in the previous demo, I'm sorry, where we did some with the number 6. But just, I'm tapping the brush. I hope you can see that. I think so. And you can add some details to your painting this way, okay? And sometimes just like leaves flowing, blowing around, right? And also just some detail into the trees by adding some flecks of color. So that's one thing. You may see some marks here. I took a palette knife after I did this and I scraped in a little bit of of, what do you call, the trunks and so forth in there. So what I want to do now in there is I bring some of that yellow, if I'm not completely out of it. I might need to, I think I have Daniel Smith yellow here. Let's try that. Although this palette gets dirty quick because I use it so much. But if I can get some of that yellow, I think I like the Sennelier lemon yellow better. I just want to bring in some blue, maybe up a little here and up in here. The horizon line, maybe a little into the water here, okay? And then our sky isn't too interesting, so we want to put a little up there, but not as much as I did before. So let's see what we can do and just kind of wrap this up, and then we can talk about moving into a larger painting, you know. So, okay, so we're going to, I hope my head will not be in there. Let's try and just bring in a horizon line a little bit here. Now the toothbrush, if you put the paint on and then you can make a misty kind of spatter just by taking it and going like this, okay, with your finger, okay. You'll get a fine mist. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Just kind of spraying up from the trees, right? I'll put some in the trees. It may blend out, but yeah. Ooh. Look at that, see? Okay, that was one thing I meant to show you in the previous demo, is by doing you get the tiny mist by doing that with your finger. And then another thing that is very lovely is when you take your spray bottle into the wet, and if I'm getting enough of a mist, I don't know if this spray bottle mist is good. I have a better mister on the other. But if you kind of spray water into this, sometimes it creates little spatters as well. The opposite effect. So it's like negative, taking unspattering. Yeah. So now we're seeing where this goes. I'm gonna let it rest. I'll be back. So yes, I did add some purple down in here as well, just to kind of make these flow and make sense. And then bringing some of that water down in here. And now I'd like to brighten this foreground up with a little of this brighter yellow, which is my nickel azo transparent yellow that I've mentioned earlier in the video. I think that it pulls us forward when we get a little more value stronger coming for. Oh, I know this is true. I'm not just thinking this, but it is a value lesson here too, as well as trying to bring some of this forward. And then we can brighten this up a little too with maybe some sharp color, strong value in the foreground to bring us even closer up, okay? But, and I could bring some of this light into the sky if I wish, and then you again got contrasting colors like we do here with the orange and the blue. We could have purple and yellow, and that will also brighten and contrast that up. So I didn't know this was going to turn into such a value content video, but that's good. That's good, because that's something we always need to be reminded of too. Okay, I might just leave some of this white for the moment. I'm a little undecided there. I'm going to bring a little bit more of that yellow in here, just because I think that it'll also enhance the painting. And I'll have to decide where, if any yellow there. Sometimes you have to stop and take a break, walk away. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Boy, did I ever enjoy painting with you these beautiful colors. And like I said, I'm going to go up north and I'm going to be taking more, I'll be out in nature more, taking video, or yeah, maybe some videos, but some photographs to inspire us for some future works. And we can explore maybe even just some close-up type scenes of the leaves and things that are happening in nature as the colors change. So I'm excited about that, but let me know what you think. We could also go more abstract and just really just get motivated and excited about the colors and explore our paint colors as well. I have some beautiful colors that would emulate, and I can suggest those to you as well, so that you may want to try to add to your repertoire of beautiful colors. Not just mixing, but you know, there are paints out there that you can buy that could be used alone. They're so gorgeous, or you could mix them in and just get more rich, more beautiful things. So I'm glad you came again. Let's keep moving forward, keep each other motivated, and stay connected to our beautiful world and to be a part of it, right? And to enrich ourselves, give ourselves much more joy and beauty in our lives and world, okay? So if you like this video, please click on the like and subscribe, and you can keep going with us. We kind of keep each other from saying I can't, but saying that I can, and that I'm worth it, and that having some time for oneself to relax and be creative is just so much a way of balancing our lives and making them so much more bright and beautiful. So keep coming back, keep coming with me, and we'll continue our journey forward in the spirit of watercolor. See you soon.